afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Scrap Mechanic Auto Racing League. We are being led off currently in the season by a comically long car name going into race 2 of season 2. We are followed then by Dirty Drafter, Coffeemobile, Oswald, Gunoff, Torque Master, Super Fury, Lambo, Prototype 1, and Nether Racing for your top 10 of this season. We're going to go straight into the qualifying round to not waste anyone's time, and we're also going to have a different format of a 2-lap shootout instead of 3. See you there. As we wait for everyone to get warmed up and get into their formation lap, we are led again by a different randomized formation lap field actually, but we also wanted to apologize for the delay between videos and between races. There's been a major safety concern that was brought up and actually involved reconstructing this entire track multiple times, as well as rewriting the code. The new code is now updated and released on the mod pack, or excuse me, on the workshop. The mod is now in the workshop, and feel free to check it out yourself. As we're coming into the formation lap onto the first lap of 2, Nether Racer and Torque Master are going to be leading off the field, first and second, followed by Gunoff and Dirty Drafter. Let's see who's going to take it. Green flag. Torque Master and Dirty Drafter both have a pretty decent start there. I believe Nether Racer does foul in behind, and so does Gunoff. Going into the first corner, it is a very fast and then slow corner here. So a lot of cars do get bunched up and have potential for crashing. But everyone, oh, never mind. As soon as I speak, I believe that was Kane in the white back there that got spun out and stuck into the wall. But in the front of the field, it is Torque Master and Nether Racing fighting side by side through the snake. I believe that is turn 4 and 5, and Nether Racer does get past them. Torque Master now getting a little bit slow there through the back straightaway as they go into the chicane here that slows down and bunches up the cars yet again, and Nether Racer gets a very good line through there and now is up over a second from a comically long car name who snuck their way through the field. A comically long car name actually won last race and is going to probably try to go for 2. Torque Master though has something to say about it as they are now pushed themselves into second place. We are now on board. I believe this is with Gunoff, owned by Dirt Paul 13. Trying to fight their way through, is now looking straight at the back taillights now of Oswald, and oh my goodness, narrowly avoids, gets hit slightly, but still continues as Coffeemobile gets spun out. I believe that was either by Dirty Drafter or a comically long car name, but they now are stuck in the back. It is now the final lap for the qualifying positions to determine, and Nether Racer has a very long lead in front of a comically long car name and Torque Master. So that definitely knocks out Coffeemobile from the top 10 for just this qualifying, but they will have a long race in the next part of this video, and we can see if they make up any time or not. However, a lot of time is being made up by comically long car name, Nether Racer, and Torque Master hits the inside wall of the chicane, bumping into Dirty Drafter and Oswald. That puts them a bigger gap now between them and the top 2. It looks like a comically long car name will be taking pole position from Nether Racer, especially coming around this penultimate turn into the final turn. It is now a 1-second gap. Here comes Oswald fighting with Nether Racer, trying to get at least second place, and they get hit. A hit between Oswald and Dirty Drafter right before the finish line of the last lap, pushing them out of the top 10, maybe even into last place. Oh my goodness. Your winner from last race, comically long car name, does get pole position for the next race. Nether Racing now actually finished pretty well last race, actually in top 10, but now in second place. Torque Master in third, Prototype in fourth, Gunoff in fifth, and Oswald and Dirty Drafter will be in the back of this pack. Welcome back, everybody. I believe that was a very interesting qualifying. Let me know if you think that is too short, if 2 laps is too short, or we should just go back to 3 laps. But here we are, your pole qualifier, a comically long car name. Their owner actually says that they did everything right. They think that it's pretty cool that the team won, and he's not surprised because he's quite good, the team leader is what they're saying. Nether Racer, second place. Actually mentioned in the Discord that they are not happy about being spun out at the end of the last race, putting them into 10th. But they talked to the team about it. The drivers spent a lot of time in the simulator to improve their skills, and they are here to win. It's going to be a very intense race. We are now pointing out a newcomer, Bill Gate, owner of Bill Gates. They joined in the season, as well as Kane, to fill out our entire league. So that means the A League is now officially full. So with that, we are now opening up the B League, so owners can put in their second cars, or newcomers can put in their own cars, and we will have another 16 slots for everyone very soon. So feel free to check out the information in the Discord for more. Coming around the final turn into the formation lap, it's a Comiculon car name: Nether Racer, Torque Master, Prototype 1, Gunoff, Jitterful, Bill Gate, Super Fury, Lazy Knight, and Lambo. Green flag. Comiculon car name gets a good start. So does Jitterful, actually. I believe Lambo did not have the greatest start, and they are backed up there. Comiculon car name, though, getting battled immediately by Torque Master, who hits the inside wall, gets spun and flipped and slides out into the outside. And that makes a huge kerfluffle now. That's a Comiculon car name pushed into the back immediately. A lot of contact for the first turn of the race. That's crazy, and that's Lambo back there as well. That's also going to have to catch up. Lamb Chop is not happy about that. Back in the front of the pack, it is now Jitterful Motorsports, Prototype 1, Super Fury, and a spinning out Gunoff. And there's Coffeemobile, who we saw spun out at the end of the last race, or last qualifying round, excuse me, trying to fight with Bill Gate now. Top 4 is a very interesting pack. The only one of them is actually in the top 5 from the last race, and that is now completely gone as Coffeemobile and Super Fury run into each other, hit the inside wall, and Bill Gate. We are now going to have to go into a caution flag to get these cars reset. It is now the end of that same lap. We do have a little bit of time for the cars to catch up, but we are going to just start the race immediately since it was all within the first lap. And you can see there's Fiery Dragon there with some time, followed by Mateo. And green flag as they cross the line. A huge jump from Fiery Dragon, Mateo, and Bill Gate, I believe that was. And they run into Dirty Drafter in the background. Holy crap, this is already a crazy first race. Or excuse me, first part of this race. I believe the cars are now spread out enough to settle down. Jitterful gets the great jump, actually, and now leads off Coffeemobile and Kane. Kane also that secondary contender there in the white livery. Fiery Dragon's trying to make up that 1 second, 1.25 second gap between all the cars. And following them is Mateo and Lazy Knight. Through the chicane, it's Jitter, Coffeemobile. There's Kane, now up into the top 3, and here comes Fiery Dragon as well, going over 110 kilometers an hour down that back stretch, going into the penultimate turn. Coffeemobile tries to go around the outside, will not make it work. It has to slow down a little bit. That lets Kane through. Here comes Fiery Dragon trying to come through as well, but they will be on the outside as Coffeemobile has the inside. And here comes Kane, owned by Chaotic Catholic, using Jitter's draft to try to get up into the lead, going through the first. This is technically the first turn of the race, going into turn 2. It's going to be a very sharp slowdown area, and they have to swerve to avoid the wall as they tried to go on the inside to pass Jitterful, but could not get there in time with enough space. Behind them, there's Lazy Knight getting around Fiery Dragon, going to try to use that opportunity to get them up in front. Looks like Mateo had an incident, a bad incident, and now is dropped into the back of the pack with over 21 seconds left. We'll have to get the racing stewards to look into that and see what's going on. But in the front of the race, it's now Kane leading off Jitterful side by side, neck and neck, going through the chicane, and that's not the place you want to be. The chicane and the snaking area of this track are places where you want to be in a single file line so you can have the most efficient racing line and make the most speed and avoid hitting the walls. But these cars, fighting for it, will not give up their positions just to go in a single file line. As you can see here, Jitterful getting pushed by Lazy Knight, having to slow down, slowing all of their momentums down, and that lets Nether Racing come through. Oh my goodness, Lazy Knight dropping down, getting the worst part of that, and going up front, we got back to Kane. Kane, of course, the newcomer, does not have a place in the last race, excuse me, does not have a position there, so they have no points coming into the season, but they definitely have time to make that up. Following them, Nether Racing 1.7 seconds behind and dropping as they go through this strong drafting part of the snake. It's pretty much a straightaway, but this is also that place, as I mentioned, where you don't want to be side by side. Here comes Lambo in the second pack. Now getting chased down by Oswald and a Comiculon car name, who's made their way back up into the front of the pack, of the second pack, excuse me. And there it is, Nether Racer fighting with Kane, trying to avoid the walls, but also trying to keep into the draft and slipstream of the car. We are on board now with Jitterful Motorsports as they run through huge backstretch straightaway speed and catching up with Nether Racer. There it is, making an excellent move. Nether Racer does not break in time, goes out too wide. This might be one of those mistakes that they were trying to practice trying to fix practicing in the simulation that Nether mentioned. But that drops them down into third place. Fiery Dragon, owned by Dragon Breath, now they're right behind Nether Racer, doing very well to stay up with the top pack. Last time they finished in 13th, so out of the points. So let's see if they can do any better this race. Oh my goodness, 2 wide, 2 by 2 now with Kane, Jitterful, and Nether Racer and Lazy Knight. Actually, Lazy Knight, being owned by a member of the Discord, has very high hopes for their car coming into this race. Hopefully they can get more points instead of getting crashed out at the very end like they did last time. Moving up front, Jitterful Motorsports. The owner actually mentioned to me in an interview saying that they were doing solid, except they were mad about getting spun out in the last race. Speaking of spinning out, I believe that's also Coffinville who got spun out there and towards the back of the screen over there. They're going to look for another top 3 finish this track to get back on track, and let's hope the best for them. Right now, they are in the provisional first place, fighting off with Nether Racer into the final 4 laps. Right here, as they cross the line, it will be Jitterful leading off the back, followed by Bill Gate, Fiery Dragon, Lazy, and Coffinmobile. Coffinmobile actually mentioned in the Discord that they had some problems with the transmission and they're trying to fix that. Sadly, that caused them to have the 3rd place finish, which I don't think is a bad idea or a bad deal. 3rd place, top 3, especially for the first race after having transmission problems, were really good. So hopefully their problems are fixed and we will see them being a powerful contestant in this current race. Oh my goodness, what a move by Lazy Knight up the inside, using everyone's speed to make them go out wide, and now has the inside going to chicane. It's 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. We have over 7 cars into the same area of the chicane, and it looks like they all made it out smoothly. Oh my goodness, you don't see that often in this sort of race, but Jitterful uses that large group to get a huge extension on their gap to the 1st and 2nd. Lazy Knight also using that move that they made before the chicane to get into 2nd place, and now is chasing down Jitterful using that draft. That group is now Jitterful, Lazy Knight, Coffinmobile, Fiery Dragon, Bill Gate, Gunoff, Oswald, Torque Master, and I believe that's also Prototype and Lambo now coming up into the field. And that's 11 cars, actually 12 cars, now into the first pack with 3 laps, well, 3 and 9/10 laps to go. Oh my goodness, this is getting more and more intense. Dirty Drafter, owned by JJ Plays, had some issues in the last race. They had everything break on their car, apparently, except for the brakes, and they're hoping to get that fixed, but right now it's not showing very well. I believe after a few incidents, they are still trying to catch up, along with Mateo, who has had some car issues currently right now. It looks like they're having a balancing issue on the weight of their car, but I believe we will get that fixed before the next race. Oh my goodness, a massive push on the inside wall by Fiery Dragon. They pushed into the wall. Oh my goodness, Bill Gate spinning out Gunoff, or Coffinmobile, excuse me. They have very similar liveries, and that extends the lead for Lazy Knight, Jitterful, Nether Racer, and Oswald. Now, Oswald making their way through the pack. They were in the front a lot in the last race, but after a very unfortunate incident with Torque Master in the final 3 laps, they had ended up in 10th place. So they're looking to have a strong contention and finish this race. Up the inside goes Jitterful. Up the inside, trying to get around Lazy Knight, or at least past Lazy Knight, but could not get enough speed to make it stick without running into them drastically. 3 wide into the snake is not a great place to be. Jitterful does back out and file in behind Lazy Knight using their draft, and that leaves Nether Racing on the inside outside. Oh my goodness, a lot of hits there as they try to get into a proper racing line position, and Lazy Knight and Nether Racing end up in front. Bill Gate, though, coming up the inside on the, oh my goodness, tries to make a move on the inside there of Jitterful, does not make it stick, but will, oh no, does not, actually files in and backs out of it. Probably a smart move by them, as they now have 2 and maybe a quarter lap left to go. Jitterful, oh my goodness, getting revenge on Lazy Knight. Lazy Knight gets spun, dumped, and oh my goodness, you absolutely hate to see it. Earlier in this race, Lazy Knight did make a very aggressive move on Jitterful, and Jitterful now has made payback on Lazy Knight, putting them in the very back. You hate to see it. It is now 2 laps left to go. It's Nether Racer and Oswald, a second ahead of Jitterful, who just bumped around Lazy Knight, and Bill Gate and Super Fury. Super Fury, sort of a dark horse, making their way through the field. Not a lot of noise made, but here they are into the top 5. Going through the snakes again, it's now neck and neck with Oswald and Nether Racing. Jitterful close behind, trying to make something work and try to make up some positions. And there is Torque Master as well, No, Oswald is looking in his mirrors constantly for people like Torquemaster, if not Torquemaster themselves, knowing that they are aggressive. And especially after what happened with Jitterful and Lazy, no one is safe from anger. Making a move around the outside. Nether Racer tries to go around the outside, does hold a lot of speed, but starts to understeer and starts to actually loses that position due to that understeer to Jitterful and has to recover. Side by side, they still make a good position, but neck and neck, Jitterful does continue that speed around the outside, and it is now the final lap. Oswald holding that position into the lead. Jitterful right behind. Nether Racer, Torquemaster, Kane, Lambo, a Comic Elon car name has worked their way back up into 7th. Bill Gate, Coffmobile, and Lazy Knight now into the top 10. This has been repeated incidents for Lazy Knight, and hopefully they can stay within the top 10 this time to at least score some points on the board. It's now drafting a straight line, the top 3 group, and then another group fighting for 4th right now. It's Oswald still leading off Nether Racer, Jitterful. Here comes Torquemaster, going to try to use that draft into the chicane. Coming on to the last 2 turns of the track, Oswald holds a lead, does a really good line through there. Here comes Torquemaster trying to make the line, does not make it stick. And there goes Jitterful. Jitterful making it past Nether Racer. Torquemaster is going to try to follow them through, and they do. Torquemaster gets up into 3rd. Nether Racing, falls behind now into Bill Gate. Bill Gate actually goes up the inside. And it looks like Oswald will take the win here at Salty Circuit, followed closely by Jitterful, Torquemaster, Bill Gate, Nether Racing, Comic Elon car name, Lambo, and finally Kane for your top 8 positions. The final board is not being updated. We will get official results very shortly as we wait for the rest of the cars to finish. But as it is, it looks like Oswald will get the win for this race. And it is confirmed. Oswald with a 0.6 second lead over Jitterful Motorsports, followed by Torquemaster, Bill Gate, Nether Racing, a Comic Elon car name, Lambo, Kane, Lazy Knight getting up into 9th place, so that'll give them 2 points. Dirty Drafter falls down into 10th. Unfortunate for them. Gunoff with the fastest lap goes into 11th. Prototype 01 and 12th. Fiery Dragon, Coffmobile, Super Fury, and Mateo. Very impressive race from everyone today. The fastest lap being a minute. And doing very well for that. And actually, that's actually a lap record, I believe. Congratulations to Oswald, Torquemaster, and Jitterful as the top 3 positions for this race. And Oswald moving up into the top of the leaderboard for the season. Comic Elon car name and Torquemaster also there for your top 3 of the season. Next race will be hopefully next week. But until then, I hope you guys have a great morning, afternoon, night, or evening, and I will see you next time.